What's up, family? Man, I bless each and every one of you. May God continue to guide you, keep you, comfort you, and aid you in your growth and development, as well as the healing stages of your life. Family, man, we got to grow up emotionally. It is what it is. Man, this is going to be rough. You know what I mean? This video is going to be rough. It's rough on me. You know what I mean? And I'm just sitting with the information. Man, but it is what it is. I mean, no offense by this video. I'm not attacking any one particular person or any one particular group. We have to grow up emotionally. If it don't apply, let it fly. That means don't get on here with a whole bunch of stupid shit, talking about yak, if it don't apply to you, okay? I have almost 2,000 videos up on this platform. You're more than welcome to go watch any one of them. You know what I mean? Every one of them is not directed at you. Grow up. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. That being said, God help us. Family, we live in a day where so many people have no accountability for their actions. You know what I mean? They don't want to take account. They don't want to be held accountable. They don't want to be, responsible for the actions and the choices that they've made. Not even understanding that the actions and the choices that they've made have dire consequences attached to them. Stay with me. We're going somewhere in this. I see so many, and again, this is not directed at one group of people, okay? I see so many women that I interact with on a daily basis, either through coaching sessions or whatever. And all they want to do is talk about how sorry the dudes are. All these women want to get on and talk about how guys ain't men no more and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And then you sit back and you start, okay, well, let's look at this. Let's see what's going on. Let's dive deeper into your perspective of why guys ain't men. Did you grow up with a father figure? Pops wasn't in the house and da-da-da. My mama left my daddy, da-da-da-da-da, and all this other shit. Okay, cool. All right, so why did your mama leave your daddy? Or why did your daddy leave your mama? The story gets a little, confusing and gray at that time. As a life coach, this is my perspective. This is what I see. This is what I hear. Consistently, you know what I mean? Consistently. So you have all these young women growing up without a positive father figure in their life. All these young women growing up hearing their mama say something about how sorry their daddy is. Hearing their mama tear down their daddy. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. So these young women grow up and they don't have a positive father figure in their life. For whatever reason, these young women grow up and now they got daddy issues that they're not even aware of. They have no idea that they have daddy issues because they've always had these thoughts. They've always had these pains because they've been programmed to believe this negative, toxic stuff about guys from their mama, from their aunties, from their grandma, and everybody else in their community. All their mama's friends who are single moms. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere in this. I promise you. And so now you have all these women raising these kids and putting it in the thoughts in these young girls' head that guys ain't shit. You can't trust them. They sorry and blah, 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 blah. So these young girls grow up and they start liking boys. They're getting a little older. They're liking boys and boys are liking them. And man, they get hooked up with a dude they like, and man, they want to think this dude is different, and for whatever reason the relationship don't work, and now she's pregnant and she see that this motherfucker wasn't no good. This dude was sorry as hell and blah, 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 blah. And he's going on with somebody else, or he cheated on her, or whatever the shit happened. You know what I mean? And now she's raising a kid all by herself. And in her mind, it's been confirmed to her. All the shit that her grandma done told her, all the shit that her mama done told her, all the shit that her aunties and her families and cousins and her mama's friends done told her about these sorry ass dudes. How dudes only want one thing. Dudes ain't men anymore. And so now this young lady who didn't want to believe that, she believed it, but she didn't really want to believe it because she liked this boy. And she thought this boy was different. And she was growing up thinking, I'm never going to get divorced. I'm going to get married. I'm going to have all my kids with my husband. And we're not going to have I'm not going to have different baby daddies. And da-da-da. This is what she's thinking and she's hoping for as a little girl. And she's growing up in this toxic energy. And she's hearing all this negativity about guys. And she's dreaming of her Prince Charming. She's dreaming of her fine-ass king who's going to come in and rescue her out of this toxic-ass shit. Who's going to rescue her and show the whole world that he could be faithful and loving and committed to her. He's not going to cheat on her. He's not going to abandon her. So, for whatever reason, their relationship doesn't work. And she finds herself pregnant. And listening to her mama, listening to her grandma, her aunties and her mama's friends and her family members and cousins and everybody else. I told you, these sorry ass motherfuckers ain't shit and these motherfuckers da-da-da-da. And they're going in. They going in ham on her because they tried to warn her that dudes ain't shit and da-da-da-da-da, all this other bullshit. And so she grew. All that energy's inside of her. And so now, she becomes bitter. She becomes angry. She's frustrated. And she doesn't even know that it goes deeper than just this dude. It goes back to her daddy too. It goes back to her mama too. It goes back to her grandma, her aunties, and everybody else that filled her head with all of that toxic ass shit. We're going there today. We're going there. Again, this is spiritual boot camp. We dive deep here. And so, but what so many do, they look at the dude and say, he ain't shit. I knew these sorry ass motherfuckers wasn't shit, and they go hard on the dudes. Not even understanding. Hold up, time out. Wait a motherfucking minute. What was my role in this relationship? What did I do? How did I contribute to the breakup and the failure of this relationship? What was my programming? What was my thought process going into this relationship? Why did I even choose this person? What is it about me that led me to believe that this was the right one for me? Is it my grandma was hurt? My mama was hurt? My aunties were hurt? My mama's friends were hurt? Now I'm hurt. What is it about the dynamics of this family that makes it where all the women end up as single moms? What is it about the dynamics of this family where it's generation after generation of people growing up without their father? At some point, we got to stop shifting the focus on these sorry-ass dudes that we're picking and fix us. At some point, we have to say, time out. Pump the brakes. The reality is, I had a good man, and I fucked it up. The reality is I had a good man. But because I had daddy issues, because I had unresolved trauma and blah, 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 I pushed him away because I had unresolved shit. I was in my masculine, as a woman, I was in my masculine energy. And I was controlling and manipulative. I was deceitful. Because I didn't want him to leave, and so I tried to control him. I didn't want him to leave, so I tried to manipulate him. I didn't want him to leave, and so I intentionally got pregnant, even though I knew he didn't want no kids, even though I knew he wasn't ready for it. I tried to trap him. I tried to control him. I tried to manipulate him. And that didn't work. And now I'm angry as fuck because I did everything I could. I tried to use sex to control him. I tried my tears and whining and crying to control him. I tried all this shit to control this dude, to manipulate this dude. And nothing I did worked because he still left. He still left and went with somebody else. He still got married to somebody else. He's still fathering somebody else's kids. This is going to get deep. This is going to get deep. So at some point, as women, you've got to get to a place where you say, time out. I gotta fix me. I can't fix my mama. I can't fix my aunties. I can't fix my mama's friends. Everybody in my little world is single as moms. You know what I mean? And we got all these kids. What are the dynamics that play a part in this? What's going on? Let's look at the big picture. Why are there so many single moms? Stop talking about how come there ain't no good dudes. Stop talking about all the black men ain't shit and all the Hispanic men ain't shit. And stop talking about the dudes. And let's, as women, sit down and fix us. At what point are women or sisters going to sit down and say, time out. How many of us had good men and dogged them out? How many of us as women had good, loving, faithful men and we ran them off? How many of us as good women, how many of us had loving, faithful, nurturing men? And we left them. For whatever reason. The man that you were with was not perfect. You have never, ever been perfect. The man that you was with, the dude that you was with, he had issues and unhealed trauma and stuff that he didn't deal with. But the reality is, so did you. You had unhealed trauma. You had daddy issues. You had nasty ass mama issues. You didn't even know that you had mama issues because mama was always there, but mama was the main reason why your relationships failed. Mama was the main reason why your relationships are toxic as fuck, why you're toxic as fuck, why you're shifting the blame on daddy not being there. Let's look at mama and all the shit mama programmed you with, all her raggedy nappy head friends who came here and influenced you through that negative, toxic energy. And yet, this is not bashing women. This is saying that at some point, we've got to sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up, and look at us. You got to look at you. I go hard on these sorry ass, lame ass, square ass dudes running around calling themselves a fucking man, and they ain't nowhere close to being a man. They look like a man, they want to talk like a man, they want to dress like a man, but emotionally they're not men. And so they do stupid ass shit. Because ain't nothing manly about a grown ass dude walking around with his fucking pants hanging down his fucking ass. And you hear me say that shit all the fucking time. I'm hard on fucking dudes. Faking the fucking funk. But at some point, as women, as sisters, y'all got to come to grips with fucking reality. At some point, as women, you've got to sit down, stop shifting the fucking focus, and start psychoanalyzing your own toxic behavior. You've got to understand, wait a minute, time out. I was programmed to think like this. I was programmed to react like this. I was programmed to do this stupid ass shit. And now I see it ain't working. At some point, as women, you have to own up to the fact that you can sit there and say, men ain't shit. Ain't no good men left. And all these dudes out here, they want a mama figure. All these dudes out here want somebody to raise them. All these dudes out here want a woman that's going to provide for them. All these dudes out here want a woman that got her own place, a woman got her own money, got her own job, got her own bag, got her own car, and all this other shit. And all these dudes want to do is come lay up in your motherfucking apartment, lay up in your fucking place. And you've heard me say this a lot on this platform. There are a lot of dudes just like that. There are. Way too many dudes are like that. But at some point, women, you got to grow the fuck up emotionally and be accountable for your motherfucking actions and stop shifting the focus and say, wait a minute. We talking about these sorry ass dudes. All they want is a mama figure. All they want is somebody to pay their bills. All they want is somebody where they could crash at their house or live in their apartment, drive their car, eat up their food, and play their fucking video games and all this other. If that's what these guys want, who fucking raised them? Who fucking raised these lame ass, square ass dudes to think that way? Who raised these guys to think that a woman is supposed to be the provider? Who raised these motherfuckers to think that, man, I could just sit at home and not do shit, and my woman gonna take care of all the fucking bills, and my woman gonna do, and then because they saw their mama do it, they saw their aunties do it, they saw their grandma do it, and all their mama's friends do it. And now you mad because that's what they want. You mad because that's what these dudes expect. Because that's all they saw. That's what you program these guys to be like. Real shit. Women, single mamas, that's what you program these dudes to be like. That may not have been your intention, but that's what you program them to think. That's the reality that you created for them. You told them they wasn't shit, that they daddy wasn't shit, and blah, 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 and all this crazy ass shit. You went to work, busted your ass, came home, gave them all the things that they wanted. complained about how their daddy ain't shit. And now, you want to complain about how guys are. When the truth is, y'all raised these guys. You women, single mothers, raise these dudes. And now you're complaining about them. Make that shit make sense. Make that shit make sense. So again, I know that we don't like having these heart-to-heart conversations. I know we don't like going to the heart of the matter like this. I know we don't like being transparent and vulnerable like this. And that's why nothing ever gets better. That's why nothing ever changes, because we don't want to be vulnerable. We don't want to keep it real. And so shit stays the same. Because nobody's addressing the motherfucking elephant in the middle of the fucking room. We got to grow up emotionally. We got to grow up. And women, I'm going to do another part where I go hard on these guys. But women, this is for you. Dudes that are listening, this is for you too. Helps you understand where you got that mentality of, man, I'm gonna get me a woman that got a job, got a house, and I could just sit back on my ass and not really do shit. I could just be on some pimp shit. I could just lay back, smoke, get high, drink, and while she go out to fucking work. While she pay the motherfucking bills. And then what that does for women is that takes you out of your feminine energy and puts you in your masculine energy. And then you wonder why don't no man want you. You say there are no men out here. There's a whole lot of good men out here. There's a whole lot of fucking kings out here. But we see you and we hear you and you're in your masculine fucking energy. And a real king, a real man ain't looking to be with another man. Do what the fuck you want sexually. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'm not bashing anything. But a king, a man that's interested in women, he's not looking for a woman to be in her fucking masculine energy. He's going to see you and move right past you. Why? Because you ain't got what he's looking for. You can be pretty as fuck. You can be as fine as wine. But a real king, a real man is going to see your energy. He's going to see your frequency. And he's like, yeah, she's beautiful. But that's not for me. And he's going to keep it pushing. He don't want that. He don't want what you have to offer. Because what you have to offer is unhealed trauma. What you have to offer is some toxic ass programming that's fucked you up. But you don't even know it. You can't even see it. And because you can't see it, you can't even fix it. And so you walk around thinking you got your shit together. So you walk around thinking you pretty, you got a job, got an education. Hey, man, and how come don't no man want you? And ain't no good men. These motherfuckers are sorry and lame and And no, it's you got fucked up programming that you can't even see. And so a real man, a real king is like, walk right on by you. Hey, how you doing? And keep it pushing. A real king, a real man was like, hey, how you doing? And chop it up with you for a minute. It's like, yep. Make a beeline. I'm out. I ain't doing this bullshit. I'm not dealing with this toxic ass shit. And the crazy thing is, you don't even know it's toxic. You don't even know how crazy it is. Because you've been that way your whole life. You don't even know how toxic and crazy it is because everybody around you think like that. And they programmed you to think like that. And the truth be told, see, here's the fucked up part. All these people, all these women have cursed you. They've cursed you. They didn't just curse you. They've cursed your kids. How did they curse you? They cursed you by speaking all that negative, toxic ass shit into your fucking life. They curse you by programming you to think that men ain't shit and there ain't no good men and da-da-da-da-da. They curse you by putting their negative, toxic, unhealed energy onto you. All these people you think had your back, all these people you talk in your ride or die, all these people you talk about has always been there for you, that you know love you. Yeah, they loved you, but they fucked you up. Yeah, they love you, but they fucking cursed you. Yeah, they love you, but they cursed your fucking kids too. And they didn't even know that they were cursing you. That's the cold part about it. They didn't even know that they were cursing you. They thought you was lacing you up for the game. They thought they were preparing you for reality. They thought they were giving you some good info. They thought they were trying to keep you safe. They thought they were helping you. When the reality is, they cursed you. They cursed you. You didn't know that they cursed you. They didn't know that they cursed you. They cursed you. And then what happens? You unknowingly curse your kids. You unknowingly pass that curse down to your kids. We got to grow up. We got to fix us. We got to heal. We got to start being fucking honest with ourselves. We got to start being fucking honest with those around us that we say we love. If I love you, I'm going to be honest and transparent with you. If I love you, I'm going to keep the shit real with you. I ain't sugarcoating shit. You may not like the delivery. You may not like the presentation, and I don't give a fuck. But the truth is the motherfucking truth. And it will help you. It will aid you. It will heal you. We got to grow up. We got to understand that you've been poisoned. They poisoned you with all that negative, toxic beliefs about guys. They poisoned you. They poisoned you. It is what it is. Man, family, hope and pray that I said something to encourage you, to inspire you, to even challenge your way of thinking. I love you guys. Thank you for rocking out with me. Happy healing. Peace.